The firm that's releasing this report is called White Ops. They're a cybersecurity firm. They specialize in the digital ad industry. And what they're saying here is that there is significant fraud right at the heart of the digital video advertising industry. They're saying that they have found a massive botnet operating, they believe, out of Russia that is defrauding major advertisers and ad buyers to the tune of $3 to $5 million a day. Now, you can think of this as sort of the high-frequency trading fraud of the digital advertising industry. The digital advertising industry works by an automated exchange that matches buyers and sellers in real time as users click on impressions. And what they're saying in this new white paper that was out at 9 o'clock this morning is that ultimately the botnet here has been able to defraud the exchange by placing fake ads into the exchange and then collecting the money from advertisers. So advertisers are paying for ads that are ultimately not being viewed by real human beings here. They say that as many as 300 million fake ad views a day are being made by this botnet. So it's a massive fraud. But we should note, Carl, that there's basically one firm here, White Ops, which is making this allegation. We'll have to see whether other cybersecurity firms can verify this allegation and what the advertising industry has to say about it later on this morning.
That's incredibly interesting, Eamon, and we'll see if we get any response from media companies or tech companies throughout the course of the morning.
That's right.
Those of us who remember the original dot-com period, Russian page view generators inflated a lot of the companies that were in the NASDAQ. When you look at NASDAQ 2000, you look at the web companies, a lot of them were inflated, including some that came public by Russian page view generators. So, Eamon, this is not a new thing. I mean, the Russians just have been generating pages to be able to inflate things forever. Can it ever end?
Yeah, well, that's the question. I mean, there have been allegations in the past that there has been fraud in this digital advertising industry because they've really disaggregated it, right? You don't know the buyers and sellers anymore. They don't talk to each other as human beings in person. This is all done in milliseconds online, so the buyers and sellers don't know who each other is. They don't have relationships of trust. And now what this company is saying is that a massive Russian botnet, which they're calling MethBot, has been able to game that system. They think that it must be somebody with a deep insider understanding of how this industry works, because to architect this and figure out where the flaws in the system were would require somebody who really knows this industry backward and forward.
Starting to think about Venn diagrams between this and fake news, Jim, and allegations of tampering with elections. It all seems to come from one place.
Yes, and I think that we underestimate Russia's mischief. I'm not saying we underestimate China's mischief, but every time China does something, we correctly identify that they're doing something wrong. No free passes for Russia. I mean, I have not seen anything out of Russia that should make us feel anything other than that they really want to restore their status of the Cold War. They really want it back, and if they want it back, we ought to think about giving it back to them.
Eamon, our thanks to you.
Yeah, and to just one point on that, and the point is that if folks in Russia have a very detailed and nuanced understanding of the weaknesses of American systems, both politically and now here, even in something as obscure as digital advertising. They are studying these systems and finding ways to exploit flaws that people in the West didn't even know existed.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.